I hope you have enjoyed the little trailer that we compiled. Now we will take you with us to our journey of Maldives, and we will also provide you some important information and tips about visiting Maldives. So let's go!
It is completely crazy. We are in the airport now and there is almost no one. The whole airport is empty. I have never seen an airport like that. So I was expecting there would be a little bit more people, but it is absolutely stunning. I hope we will reach properly and there is not much of an issue, but it's a bit shocking.
Bonjour à tous! Here we are on our way to Maldives. A flight after more than a year. With the masks, sanitizer, social distancing, it's a bit strange experience. But we are happy to be out. It must be a very interesting trip. We are so much looking forward to it. Okay then, see you in Maldives.
It is going to be a long 10.5 hours of flight to Valena International Airport of Maldives.
We are physically very tired but mentally very refreshed. Now we will take a 40-minute speedboat ride to our first resort of the trip, where we will stay 3 nights. We are super excited and my 2 boys seem to be jumping in the water already. We reached Fihalhohi. Now let's see how our room is.
Info time. Okay, so we almost spent a full day in Maldives and we thought that we will provide you with some information that is related to how we came here. As you know, at the time of the COVID, there are lots of regulations. So it is probably a good time to really explain how it was for coming to Maldives. So there are 3 important things. One is the PCR COVID test. Second is the health declaration form. And the third is the split stay document. So I will explain one by one. So the PCR COVID test, you have to do it 96 hours before you board the flight. And then 24 hours before you actually get into Maldives, you have to fill up a health declaration form. You can find the link of the form here. The form is pretty big. You have to attach your picture, the copy of the PCR test certificate, and etc. etc. So it is better that you do it from your home, in your comfort, and take your time because it can be a little bit complicated if you do in an airport or something like that. So if possible, do it before from the home in a lot of tranquility. So once you fill up the form, you will get a QR code. Keep the QR code with you because that will be checked everywhere. Now, another piece is basically the split stay. Now, split stay is something that when you are moving from one resort to another in Maldives, you have to do a submission of a form that is called split stay. Now, there are a lot of confusions about split stay. I have contacted Maldivian Tourism Authority and they explained me the process a little bit. So the process is like normally the departing resorts will take care of your split stay document. They will do a small temperature check and stuff like that and fill up a form and send it to the Maldivian Tourism Authority. But not all the resorts are taking care of it. So be careful about this thing. So what I would recommend is that you contact your resort well in advance and ask them if they are going to take care of your split stay document or not. At the same time, I would also say that you contact your arriving resorts to make sure that they are actually accepting guests from another resort, because not all resorts are actually accepting guests coming into their resorts from another resorts, and in many cases there are resorts who are accepting guests only from their chain. Now Maldives is an expensive place. Now you do not want to be standard there that the resort is not accepting you to check in and stuff like that. That can be a very expensive deal. So it is better to be safer than sorry. So before you travel, you contact your resorts, that departure and arrival, and make sure that everything is crystal clear. So that's it for now. I will talk to you later about the split stay more in detail. For now, gotta go. Every resorts in Maldives have their own time zone, so adjust your watch accordingly. Our first sunrise in Maldives. As usual, I'm up early in the morning to capture the first light. And wow, it is beautiful. There are many grey herons on the island. And they catch fish early in the morning. I was lucky with one good shot.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, look at the view from my bed. Cozy, right? Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, yesterday we found a cool thing. Follow me, I'll show you. Let's start our tour of the island from the reception. So there is a small sandy road all around the island, and you can have a leisure walk here. There are some lovely swings as well around the area. You can enjoy, relax and memorize your childhood. These are the garden villas. Here comes our most favorite nest swing. These are the beach villas. How is that for a swing? Let's call it beach swing. There are clear markings and everything can be found very easily. So that's the traditional leg wash to clean your feet before entering the room. And finally, we are back to our water villa. Snorkeling time!
We had an excellent time in Fihalhohi Island Resort. Now we will be going to our second resort at Olhuveli and stay there for 3 nights. Transfer between resorts is a bit of a hassle in Maldives. Even if the resorts are swimming distance away, you always have to go back all the way to Malé and take the boat for the next resort. To avoid that, we arranged a private and direct transfer for a small additional charges to save us half a day of transfer.
Now we have arrived to our second resort, and look how they welcomed us with a nice hibiscus garland. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let's see how is our sunset water villa. Wow, look at the view.
Info time. So as promised before, I'm going to explain a little bit about split stay in Maldives. So what is split stay? Basically, it is when you decide to stay in one resort for a few nights and go to another resort for changing of the scenery or for more activities and stuff like that. Now, I said I will not recommend that, even though I'm going to stay in 3 resorts over 10 days. Now, this is something that is good for somebody who is more on the content creation, on photography or videography, but someone who is going to Maldives for leisure, it does not make sense. I explain why. Because most of the time to transfer from one resort to another, you have to go all the way to Malé and then take another boat or flight to go to your another resort. Now, depending on the distance between resorts, you may end up spending half a day or a full day event to go from one resort to another. Now, that to me is very much a waste of time for somebody who is coming to Maldives mostly for leisure. Now, instead of that, what you can do is that you can choose some bigger resorts, which is having enough space for you to explore and enough activities for you to perform. So that way you can easily spend 8-10 days in one resort without getting bored, and you can also have enough of the landscapes. The ocean life is more or less same everywhere in Maldives. Same, spectacular in most of the places or almost all places. You will not find this type of information in any guidebooks. This is from my personal experience, and I hope that this will help you plan your Maldives trip better. So that's it for now. See you next time.
Bonjour à tous! Time for an island safari. We will show you around the 2 islands that we visited. They are connected with a very cute bridge. Overall, it's spectacular.
We are only using high drone shots. Maldives is a place where people go for tranquility and privacy by spending a lot of money. We have no intention to disrupt that. We have spent 3 excellent nights in Olhuveli. Today, we are going to Ayada, Maldives. It is rated as one of the best resorts of Maldives in 2019 by TripAdvisor. We have kept the best for the last. We will take a domestic flight from Malé to Mavarula for 1 hour. Then a short 25-minute speedboat ride to reach Ayada.
We are greeted with a very beautiful traditional music. Our butler Isaf showed us around the island, the spa, restaurants, bar, diving center and many more. Finally, it's time to get to the room. We have taken a sunset lagoon villa here. Let's see how it looks. Wow, that's incredible. The room is lavish with a swing in front and an infinity pool looking towards the sunset. Stay along and we will show you the different parts of the room at the best time of the day with the perfect light.
Info time. So today we are going to talk a little bit about financial aspects of coming to Maldives. Now, if you are a Steve Bezos, a billionaire with no constraint of money, you can skip. No kidding. The Flying Fox is just in front of my swimming pool. It is there for a few weeks, it seems. So seems to me that I have chosen the right island. Anyway, coming back to the expense. So the prices in Maldives are most of the time given as net and not as gross. And most of the prices will have 22.5% taxes added. So count that in your budget. Some sites like booking.com puts their prices with the taxes, means the gross price, but most of the time the hotel websites or the menus or many other activities put the price without the taxes. So when you will get the bill, you will see a hefty 22.5% taxes added onto that. So be careful about this, otherwise you might very easily run out of budget. Second part is beverages. Now, if you are in an all-inclusive meal, which is pretty good if you are very much into the alcohol and stuff, but otherwise I wouldn't recommend doing an all-inclusive because it's quite expensive, and if you do not drink a lot of alcohol, it does not really make sense. Now, if you are not in an all-inclusive plan, then you might have to spend quite a lot of money in the beverages. For example, water. A liter of water costs kind of $4, $5, and you have to drink a lot here in Maldives because it's hot, it's humid, and if you don't keep yourself hydrated, you will get sick very quickly. So factor that in your budgeting. Now, what we do is something that is our preference. You can choose yours. So what we do is that we take a plan with breakfast and dinner. Normally I go out photographing early in the morning, then we go out for snorkeling. So our breakfast happens more or less around 8:30, 9:30. So now after having a heavy breakfast at 9:30, it is impossible for me to eat again at 12:30 or 1, right? So we kind of skip the lunch, and that gives us a lot of time to explore the day in Maldives as well. And then we do the dinner. So many hotels give breakfast plus dinner plan, which is normally a little bit cheaper than all-inclusive and all those other plans. So you can try that one. So that's it for now. See you later.
Enough talking. Now let's look around the island and see what we have. Here comes the grand marriage ceremony hall of this island. Look at the beauty. Let's get married once again, Abhishek. What say? Now we are entering the water world. For us, this is probably the nicest place of the island. Let's take a break here.
Every evening there is a fish feeding event. Mantare, sharks and many other fishes show up. Fascinating to watch.
Abhishek, it's dinner time. After a whole day swimming, cycling, walking, I'm damn hungry. Let's go. Today we have Turkish delicacy, so lots of grills. Okay, enough of showing food. Now let's have some. Oh, my boy is always stuck in pizza. But I'm more open to some exotic food. Bon appetit!
Time for some firestorms. Every night there are different shows in Ayada. This night is for firestorms. They were the champion of Turkey Got Talent in 2017.
Bonjour à tous! Today there is something very special. Floating breakfast. Let's see how it is.
Now we are going for an excursion to find some sandbanks. Let's see if we can find it. Info time. So today we are going to talk about the geographic location of Maldives. So Maldives is located in Chagos Lakshadweep submarine mountain range. Now technically all these islands are basically the top of the mountain. Funny, right? Another funny thing is the altitude of Maldives. It's the lowest lying country of the world. And the average altitude of Maldives is only 1.5 meters. And even more funny is the highest location of Maldives. It's only 5.1 meter. And that's also the lowest in anywhere in the world. So I thought that that's an interesting fact that I can share with you. A bit of geography lesson. So that's it for now. See you next time.
Like all good things, our visit to Maldives has come to an end. We hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed recording it. We will end with some stills.